Hi everyone, it's Natasha from AxelsonAcademy. Not long ago, I recorded a video that showed you how to administer and score the PAST test. And this test was given as a diagnostic test just to select students that you wanted to get more information about regarding their phonological awareness. Because it was phonological awareness, it was just listening. Students didn't need any materials, and the PAST test is available online for free. There's a lot of dialogue right now talking about how the PAST test delves into phonological awareness skills to a very deep level. In fact, some of those activities that you have students do in that test really are quite advanced. They are replacing certain phonemes with other phonemes, and they have to do this in their mind. The truth is, as we're instructing, research tells us that we need to be linking letters to sounds as soon as possible. So when we get to those higher level phonological awareness tests, where they're substituting in one sound for another sound, usually students will have the word in front of them. So they're looking at the word to remember the letters and the sounds that correspond and manipulating those. That works great with an activity like word chaining. So, question is arising, how much should we be using the PAST assessment? Well, the truth is, you as the teacher are going to decide what's best for your students. And even though the PAST test has the word screener right in it, it's not a screener. It's a diagnostic, so it's not given to everyone, and you'll select those students that you feel need that test, that you need that information from. But I want to give you another option for a phonological awareness test. Now, this is called the PASS test, P-A-S-S. It stands for Phonological Awareness Skills Screener. And once again, it has that word screener right in its name, but it's not a screener. You're not going to be giving it to everyone. You're just going to give it as a diagnostic to those students that you feel you need some more information about their sound awareness, their phonological awareness. This is shorter than the PAST test, and it doesn't go into some of those higher level skills. I do see it, though, as very valuable because you're getting a lot of information in an even shorter amount of time. And when you're getting into those other skills, you're adding letters in. So this is really just going to look at the part that is done for listening only. I saw a really great blog the other day that said, phonological awareness skills, we say they can be done in the dark, meaning with your eyes closed. Students don't need to look at anything. And I was thinking, oh, I say that all the time. Remember, phonological awareness skills, you can do them with your eyes closed. And then it said in the blog, but should we really be doing that? And the truth is, as soon as we can, we want letters linked to those sounds. So yes, phonological awareness skills could be done with your students' eyes closed, but we want them reading as quickly as possible. So we take this information. We do know that it is foundational to being able to link sounds to letters, to know the sounds and be able to hear them and listen for them. But we want to get to that part that develops the phonics, that letter recognition and correlation as quickly as we can. So I'm going to share how to administer and score the PASS assessment. The PASS test comes with these administration instructions. So this test is designed for students in kindergarten through second grade. You can use this with older students if you have concerns with these skills, but we're really looking at this as an early literacy skill set that we want students to be developing. So the materials that you need 10 markers of some sort. I'm using checkers here, blocks, cubes, tiles, anything that you can get 10 of that are the same, and they have to be the same color that you will need. You also need the form that comes with this test. This is where you record responses, and I'll tell you a little bit about this in a moment. And here we have these administration directions. Now there are 10 subset tests here in which we will be following, and each little test takes 1 to 3 minutes. You are allowed to repeat directions. You can even reword the directions until you begin the test. If you need to reword so that a student really understands what they're going to need to do, you can. However, they give you the wording that they recommend that you use as you are going to explain this. If a student cannot perform any of the samples that you are going through, not one of them, then you don't give that test. Or if they miss 3 in a row while you're giving that subtest, then you stop the rest of that subtest, but it has to be 3 in a row. That will be your ceiling. You are going to score correct responses with a 1 and incorrect responses with a 0. You should jot down what they say when they make an error so that you have that information. Now you're going to notice that on our answer key here, I wrote some things in blue. Those are copied directly from the administration directions here. It says you're going to begin each item with what rhymes with. And rather than have to look back at this page, I just wrote that here, what rhymes with, so that I don't have to look back and forth as we go. I am going to go ahead and read what it says for me to say, and Dan is here to help me out, which is wonderful, and we will practice the samples together, and then you'll see us start the actual test. So here we go. You would have written in the name, grade, age. Remember, this is going to be specifically for grades K to 2, most commonly your test date and a total score here, and you go right in order. It is fine to take a break in between the subtests if your student needs a break. Let's start with word discrimination. I'm going to say 2 words, and I want you to tell me whether they are the same or different. For example, if I say car, car, you would say same. If I say horse, house, you would say different. Now you try one. Frog, frog.
Same.
That's right, they are the same. Now, if your student didn't say that they were the same, you would respond using the response that's given to you. Frog, frog are the same. Let's try another one. Plane, bike.
Different.
That's right, they are different. Here are some more, and you are going to pause about 1 second in between the words, and if your student doesn't seem to understand yet, you would give them the other examples that they have here. For word discrimination only, you're going to take your non-dominant hand and you're going to cup it over your mouth so that your student can't see you forming the words, because that will give them a clue as to whether the words are the same or different. We want them just to be able to tell this auditorily. Here we go. Tie, dye.
Different.
Back, bag.
Different.
Gum, gum.
Different. No, same.
If your student self-corrects like that, you can then say, okay, it is correct. So first I put down a 0 because it wasn't correct. Now I'm putting the 1 down because the student self-corrected. Base, base.
Same.
Cub, cup.
Different.
Fly, fly.
Same.
Comb, cone.
Different.
Teeth, teeth.
Same.
Pull, pull.
Same.
With, with.
Different.
Excellent. So you put down how many they get right out of 10 and you go right on to the next, and you can see how quickly that moves. Your next section is rhyme recognition. I'm going to say 3 words and I want you to tell me the 2 words that end the same or rhyme. If I say what ends the same or rhymes with cat, hat, or sun, you would say hat because cat and hat both end the same or rhyme. Now you do one. What rhymes with sun, cat, or run?
Run.
What rhymes with moon, car, spoon?
Spoon.
Now, if the student did not understand, you're going to practice with the additional 2 or 3 examples that are given. You're going to begin each item with what rhymes with, and then you'll pause briefly after each word, but we're trying to keep up a fairly quick pace. What rhymes with rat? Hat, car.
Hat.
What rhymes with man? Dog, fan.
Fan.
What rhymes with back? Sack, trip.
Sack.
What rhymes with night? Fan, light.
Light.
What rhymes with hole? Pole, clock.
Pole.
What rhymes with street? Nap, meat.
Meat.
What rhymes with show? Toe, plane.
Toe.
What rhymes with fast? Race, last.
Last.
What rhymes with shark? Dark, pork.
Dark.
What rhymes with mouth? North, south.
South.
And you put their total. For part 3 rhyme production, I'm going to say 2 words that rhyme. Cat rhymes with hat, and boat rhymes with coat. Now you do one. Tell me a word that rhymes with tree.
Bee.
Excellent. Tree rhymes with bee. What rhymes with bat?
Met.
What rhymes with hop?
Clock.
What rhymes with rag?
Snag.
What rhymes with fun?
Done.
What rhymes with seat?
Meat.
What rhymes with tail?
Whale.
What rhymes with night?
Kite.
What rhymes with ringing?
Bringing.
What rhymes with money?
Honey.
What rhymes with stamp?
Damp.
In section 4, we move to syllable blending. I'm going to say the parts of a word and then say the parts together fast. You're going to pause about half second between the parts. If I say cup, cake, fast, it would be cupcake. Rain, coat would be raincoat. Now you do one. What is sail, boat?
Sailboat.
What is snowman?
Snowman.
What is sun, set?
Sunset.
What is jump-ing?
Jumping.
What is can-dle?
Candle.
What is hotel?
Hotel.
What is basketball?
Basketball.
What is policeman?
Policeman.
What is kindergarten?
Kindergarten.
What is helicopter?
Helicopter.
What is hippopotamus?
Hippopotamus.
Now notice how much easier it is since I've written in the prompts above here. It just reminds me what I need to say before each of these numbers. Section 5 is your syllable segmentation. I'm going to use these blocks, or in this case, these chips, to break a word into parts. Cupcake has 2 parts, and I'm just going to sort of spread them out here. And because I want you to be able to see my scoring and the chips, I'm going to do these right here. However, obviously you wouldn't have this part showing for your students. I would have a folder up to make sure they weren't too interested in my scoring. Okay, this chip is cup, and this chip is cake. Cup, cake. When I push them together, they're cupcake. Use these chips and show me the 2 parts of football. So I set it all together. I'm not dividing it for them. Okay, Dan, show me football.
Foot. Ball.
Excellent. Which one's foot?
That one.
Which one's ball?
That one.
Excellent. Tell and show me, I'll put these over to the side, the parts of hot dog.
Hot dog.
Tell and show me the parts of baseball.
Baseball.
Tell and show me the parts of doorbell.
Doorbell.
Tell and show me the parts of funny.
Funny.
Tell and show me the parts of camping.
Camping.
Tell and show me the parts of elbow.
Elbow.
Tell and show me the parts of computer.
Computer.
Tell and show me the parts of radio.
Radio.
Tell and show me the parts of transportation.
Transportation.
Tell and show me the parts of vacationing.
Vacationing.
Beautiful. Okay, we put those to the side. We're going to move on to Section 6, syllable deletion. This brings us to Section 6, syllable deletion. I'm going to say a word and leave off one part. If I say raincoat, but don't say rain, it would be coat. Now you do one. Say the word goldfish.
Fish.
Say the word goldfish.
Goldfish.
Now say the word goldfish, but don't say fish.
Gold.
If the student does not understand, you practice with a couple more examples. If they cannot get one of these right, you discontinue this section. Here is a different one. The word turkey has two parts. The first part is tur, and the second part is key. If I say turkey, but don't say tur, it would be key. Now you do one. Say the word candle.
Candle.
Now say the word candle, but don't say dull.
Can.
Excellent. Say the word, and then you give what is in the response box here, but don't say. Here we go. Say the word pancake, but don't say cake.
Pan.
Say the word starfish, but don't say fish.
Star.
Say the word haircut, but don't say hair.
Cut.
Say the word rainbow, but don't say rain.
Bow.
Say the word teacher, but don't say
Teach.
Say the word slowly, but don't say lee.
Slow.
Say the word walnut, but don't say wall.
Nut.
Say the word enjoy, but don't say n.
Joy.
Say the word paperback, but don't say back.
Paper.
Say the word outstanding, but don't say out.
Standing.
In Section 7, we move on to phoneme recognition. I'm going to say a word and then ask you to tell me another word that starts with the same sound. If I say what starts like the word bat, you could say boy or bike or boat. Tell me a word that starts like the word cat.
Can.
Excellent. Cat and can both start with k. If your student doesn't understand the task, give them the multiple examples that are provided. Tell me a word that starts like boy.
Ball.
Tell me a word that starts like sun.
Shoe.
Tell me a word that starts like car.
Camp.
Tell me a word that starts like fish.
Fun.
Tell me a word that starts like horse.
Hamburger.
Tell me a word that starts like nest.
North.
Tell me a word that starts like apple.
Angle.
Tell me a word that starts like jump.
joy,
Tell me a word that starts like shoe.
shimmy,
Tell me a word that starts like chop.
clock,
And you write down the total. Let's look at these couple of mistakes that Dan has added in for us here. These are mistakes that you are quite likely to see. So for starting like sun, Dan said shoe. This is very common once students learn to read because they know sun and shoe start with the same letter. But we want the first phoneme, the first sound that you would tap if you were tapping them on your fingers. So s, n, or sh, oo. So sh and s are two separate sounds, so they wouldn't count. Oh, and I can't remember the last word that Dan said for chop.
clock,
Clock, yes. So chop and clock both have a short O sound in the middle. It makes them sound very similar here. So I'm just going to jot in clock, but ch is different than k. So I can't give credit for that. Section 8, phoneme blending. Now I'm going to say the sounds of a word slowly and then say the word. S-O-P is soap. Now you do one. What is B-E?
bee,
What is sh-E?
she,
What is N-O?
no,
What is s-at?
sat,
What is t-e-n?
10,
What is b-a-k?
bake,
What is s-p-a-t?
spot,
What is f-i-n-d?
find,
What is l-e-t-er?
letter,
What is w-i-n-d-o?
window,
What is b-a-s-k-et?
basket,
Excellent. Let's go on to section 9. I'm going to use the tokens to show you all the sounds in a word. The word time would be t-i-m, t-i-m, time. The word play would be p-l-a, p-l-a, play. Tell and show me the sounds in toe.
o, woo,
The sounds in toe are t-o, toe. Show me the sounds in make.
ache,
Ache, make. Show and tell me the sounds in me.
e,
Show and tell me the sounds in go.
g, o,
Show and tell me the sounds in bit.
bit,
Show and tell me the sounds in red.
ed,
Show and tell me the sounds in food.
ood,
Show and tell me the sounds in skate.
skate,
Show and tell me the sounds in rust.
rust,
Show and tell me the sounds in grasp.
grasp,
Show and tell me the sounds in friend.
friend,
Show and tell me the sounds in splash.
splash,
Okay, let's go through these really quickly because Dan gave us some great examples of things you might see students do. For bit, Dan did b. So a lot of kids don't clip the b really short. They add a vowel sound after it, like b, t, and it sort of blends together there. That's why it's so important that as teachers we're really modeling it's just a b, it. So we get that third sound in there. We see that a lot with adding the sound to the consonants. For skate, I gave Dan credit here, but he added the long A to the K sound. So s, K, A, T. So sometimes we sort of have that added vowel sound. I'm going, okay, I know that Dan's been practicing his sounds and he's carrying on that vowel sound with the consonant. I'm not going to count that against him because he knows it's the k sound, but I would work on clipping that sound off. For grasp, Dan did the gr as one sound, very common. This is a blend. You actually can tap them separately, g, r, a, s. But because blends are pushed together and so close, and those sounds really do sound very close together, a lot of students will put them as one sound. In the word friend, Dan said f, e, n, d. The R does not really say ER says So when we are splitting up FR, it should be f, r, e, n, d. The R is a r sound, like at the beginning of roof or roof, the sound your dog makes. So that is very, very common. When I see students do this, I go, oh, that's how their teacher taught them. And it's not going to help them with spelling though, because instead of writing an R down, they'll write an ER. And then for splash, Dan also kept that vowel with the L. So sp, l, a, sh, the l, that's just not clipping the l sound. Shouldn't have any schwa after it. So should it be sp, l, a, sh, instead of sp, l, a, sh. So I gave credit for that because it's just not the clipping, but definitely something that you will probably notice with students. Now, if this is your child and you're doing this, great time for you then to, when you're doing this as a little game later on, practice clipping it together so that you don't get that schwa sound tacked on. It's something that's easily correctable and will really help their spelling later. Our last section is phoneme deletion. I'm going to say a word and leave off one sound. If I say seat but don't say s, it would be eat. If I say passed but don't say t, it would be pass. Now you do one. Say sat but don't say s.
At.
Say ran but don't say r.
An.
Say beat but don't say b.
Eat.
Say make but don't say k.
May.
Say shown but don't say n.
Show.
Say blame but don't say b.
Blame.
Can you say that again?
Blame.
Blame. Say blame but don't say b.
Lame.
Say hold but don't say d.
Hole.
Say cart but don't say t.
Gar.
Say sting but don't say t.
Sing.
Say frame but don't say r.
Fame.
Say splint but don't say n.
Slin.
Okay, those are the trickiest because for those that are reading already, we're trying to do this in our mind. And that's why some of these higher level phonological awareness skills often maybe aren't as valuable because you're really testing short-term memory here. Can you hold in your mind that initial word and then make the change? And I don't want to test short-term memory. I want to test the ability to manipulate sounds. So it makes more sense to actually give the word and have the student transfer out the letters, because then I'm manipulating the sound letter correspondence rather than just testing, are you remembering the word that I told you 2 seconds ago or not? And that's really why this test, I think I'm switching to use this test, because to me, it's quick. It doesn't have so many complicated ones that are going to frustrate your students, which, let's face it, they're not going to do. But this does align still with your Hegarty interventions if you're using that. So I would encourage you to give this a try, especially since it is free online, and I will put the link below. So it says to total up by pairs here, the two subtests that then tell you the total score. So the rhyme score is from 2 and 3. Your blending score is score 4 and 8. Your segmentation score is going to be 5 and 9. Your deletion score is going to be 6 and 10. And your phoneme discrimination score is going to be 1 and 7. And you should get an idea of strengths and weaknesses. Because this is a diagnostic, there is no cut score here. We're just looking for what is a student's strength, what might they need some support in. I would love to hear what phonological awareness diagnostic tests you are currently using in your districts. Ones that you've tried, ones that you like, ones that you don't like. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video.